Sports to the bone family. Greetings, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in and checking this one out. Alright, my viewers and subscribers. So later on, well, as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, we will have the West Indies Championship resuming. So, we're going to have the teams competing. So for this video, I am just going to talk to you guys about the teams, who will be playing who, and I will be going through the points table. Also going to be talking a little bit about Jaden Seals. Yes, my people, he had a good first game, good first outing in the Vitality Championship. So give a listening ear as I go through these couple of details. Now the little soldier is in the back with me, so if you hear some noise in the background, you know how that go already. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit about the West Indies Championship and thing. Alright, so remember now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you need to subscribe. This is the platform that is sending out and putting out all the information, so make sure that you are subscribed. Alright, so I know that a lot of people are really into what's happening in the T20 side of things right now, but I still have to touch on the red ball thing, because the West Indies Championship resumes tomorrow, and we are always in search of quality test match players. So we are, well, not even so only in search, but we always want to see what our current test players are actually putting forward. So this is what I'm going to go through the West Indies Championship first, then I'll talk about Jaden Seals. So this is what the table looks like going in to round 6, I think it is tomorrow. So the Leeward Islands, they are still on top of the table. Raheem Cornwall and his team, they have played 5 games. Well, as a matter of fact, all teams have already played 5, so they are going into round 6. So Leeward Islands, they are on top of the table, having played 5. They have 4 wins under their belt and 1 defeat, so that's 81.2 points. Sitting in second, we have the Windward Islands Volcanoes, right? They have, they having played 5 games, 3 wins and 2 losses, so they are sitting in second on 71.6 points. So the Windward Islands there with Alec Arthanes doing their thing. Barbados Pride, they are in third. The Barbados Pride with West Indies captain Craig Brathwaite. 3 wins to their name and 2 defeats, 67.4 points. They just lost Jason Hola. Remember, Jason Hola is now overseas playing, so they are in third. In fourth spot, we have Guyana, the Guyana team. Guyana Harpy Eagles, having played 5, they have 3 wins, 1 defeat and 1 draw. So that's 66.8 points for the Guyana team. So they are right there. The Jamaica Scorpions, they are in 5th place, having played 5 games, 2 wins and 3 defeats. So the Jamaica Scorpions with the likes of Jermaine Blackwood, Nkrumah Bonner, Brandon King, and a couple of other players, Derval Green and these guys. As I said, they are 5th with 53.4 points. So that's how it's looking for them. Trinidad and Tobago, Red Force, they are sitting in 6th position. Trinidad and Tobago. The likes of Jason Mohammed and a couple of other players there, Joshua De Silva, and thing. Jaden Seals, just to remind you, Jaden Seals, he is no longer there. He's now playing, he's playing in the county championship for Sussex, so they will have to make do without Jaden Seals. But the likes of Anderson Phillip and a couple of other established players, they are there. So Trinidad and Tobago, they are in 6th. In 7th, we have the West Indies Academy. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, 2 wins, 2 losses. Hold on, the two wins for Trinidad and Tobago, 2 losses, and I think they have a draw, 51 points. Now, for the West Indies Academy, 2 wins and 3 losses to their name, 49.8 points. So that's how the West Indies Academy is going on. A little bit tough for them, my viewers and subscribers. When it comes on to this combined campuses and colleges, they have 24 points, 24.2 points. You know, they have actually lost all of their games so far. So tough look on them. You know, looking forward to going out there and doing some work, but they have lost all of their games so far. And for tomorrow's game, we have, well, for the games tomorrow, we have combined campuses and colleges taking on Trinidad and Tobago. So, you know, going to be a good game there. Then we have the Leeward Islands taking on Barbados. Not a solid game. Barbados, as I said earlier, they are third. Leeward Islands at the top of the table. West Indies Academy will be taking on the second place team, the Windward Islands team, and the Jamaica Scorpions. They will be taking on the Guyana Harpy Eagles. So, you know, that is how things are actually looking there. Well, Barbados is actually in third and things. So Guyana there in fourth will be taking on the Jamaica team. So that one is expected to be a good one also. So make sure that you are all tuned in, and the games will be on the West Indies YouTube channel. So that is somewhere where, you know, you can go and watch the games and support the teams. I think the games are starting 10 a.m. right around when we have the IPL games starting. So, you know, you probably can have 2 screens. Well, on one screen still, because you can take a look at all of the teams. But, you know, you're going to be competing probably with the IPL. But that is how it's looking, my viewers and subscribers. Alright, just before we finish up, Jaden Seals, as I said earlier, he will not be taking part in this round for Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. He is actually playing for, I think it's Sussex. You know, in the first game he got 6 for 108 yards. So, you know, good to see Jayden Seals getting some work done, my people. You understand? Yeah, man, we're always happy to know that we're always happy to know that the players are actually getting opportunity to play in what we would consider to be tougher leagues and face better opponents, you know, as they continue to prepare for West Indies return. Now, the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force people, supporters, they might be thinking that Jaja, why we lose Jayden Seals and look how we want to fight back for come back up. My son away now, but I don't even care that to lose him still, you know, because you what no. I am not even too worried about the West Indies Championship. I want to know that Jayden Seals, he goes over there, performs well, stays fit and healthy, and we can get him going to England to bowl, you know, to help us in that condition over there. Oftentimes I speak about the West Indies Championship, and I will say to you that obviously I am from Jamaica, so obviously I am going to want to see Jamaica do well. But I am for the best players getting out of the region and going to the West Indies team. And, you know, Jayden Seals is what now, 22, I think. When he made his debut at 19, he really gave us a lot of he gave us a lot to look forward to. So the fact that he has recovered from his injury, surgery and all, you know, I want to see him working at a level where he can get back to West Indies team. Not underrating the West Indies Championship or anything, or not trying to say that I don't want him to play because I want Trinidad to lose. As I said, I don't know these people. sometimes I hear people talking about fighting against countries and players, and I don't know how I can fight against people that I don't even know. You know, I don't know how you fight against people that you don't know. So what I'm saying is, Jaden Seals, I prefer to know that he's over there in England playing, strengthening his body, getting himself, you know, looked at by some coaches and thing, and you know, we can have him for the champ for when we go up against England. So that is the thing that I'm happy about. And the same thing can be said of Jason Hola. Now, Jason Hola is still considered to be a top all-rounder when it comes on to our test team. So, you know, I am happy that he's there doing his thing. I think in one innings batting he made 29. I even saw him playing a little ramp or a little scoop shot. Didn't take a bag of wickets or anything like that. Same thing with Roach, but you know, they are there in the conditions playing and thing, and that is as much as you can ask for, my viewers and subscribers. You know, it would have been nice to have a couple of our batsmen over there playing, but this is something that I have spoken about before. You know, when it comes on to county championship, they usually go for our bowlers, because you know, our bowlers are usually the ones that tend to really perform at a level that they say yes, their county players can really match up to that, or you know, or because of the experience. Our batsmen, very rarely do they perform at a level where they are consistent enough to get a look in. I know as Caribbean people, we love talk about people fighting our players and all of them things, you know. So probably people thinking that they are fighting our batsmen why they can't get an opportunity. But look into it. Why would you bring in players from overseas? You know, that you don't think they're going to be consistent with the bat. You know, why don't we say that they are fighting against Jason Hole and Jaden Seals? Same thing that's happening in the IPL. When you see people saying that, you know, they are fighting against our players, that's why they are not playing them. Why don't you all say that they are fighting against Nicholas Poor and Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan? These guys that play on a regular basis. Why is it that when we had all those top tier T20 players playing in the IPL, why didn't we say that they are fighting against them? Sometimes we have to be able to put emotions aside and call a spade a spade. You understand? And say that, boy, you know, I see somebody saying in the comment section recently that our players are still at the level of what is of the players around the world, and I don't know, probably I am delusional, but what I used to see Gale and Bravo and Pollard and Russell and Dwayne Smith and Lendl Simmons to a lesser extent, what I used to see those guys doing the IPL, I don't see our youngsters doing it at the international scene as yet. Obviously they haven't gotten an opportunity to really show it in the IPL, but I don't see them doing it at the international scene when they get a chance. So, you know, when a man bring you into an IPL team, you're a part of a squad. Nobody not owe you anything or obligated to you. You understand? So these are the reasoning and the mindset that a lot of us tend to work with. And when we work with these sort of reasoning, then it seems as if, you know, people are really up against us. And if we would just look at things on the flip side and say, boy, a couple of our players that not getting played in the IPL, people will say that they are fighting against them. So what I would say, why on the flip side you don't say that they are fighting against Hitmaya and Puran and all of the rest of guys that you know, they are proven and testing? Why don't we say they are fighting against them also? You know, sometimes, and it's the same reasoning we use to belittle our one another when it comes on to Caribbean, when it comes on to West Indies cricket. Because we have people saying that once you give an opinion about a player that is not from your country, people from the other country, from the country that the player is from, take it to heart and start saying that, you know, it's a conspiracy or you're fighting against players. And, you know, that is something that we really and truly have to look past that, because that is what watching sports is about, you know. Critiquing and looking at where we have weaknesses and where we can improve. You understand? So that is something that I have always looked at and said that, you know, as a people, I'm not trying to get anybody to buy into my philosophy or anything, because I am not always right, you understand, and my opinions are not always on point, But what I'm saying is, I have noticed it that, as a people, we tend to say that, listen, once you are giving an opinion about, and in truth and in fact, some people tend to be biased against other islands, but the thing of people giving opinion, and when the opinion is something that can be supported or something that it can be proven as a fact, you still have people coming across and saying that you're fighting against their players and all sort of foolishness, so these are some of the things that we need to really work on. With the World Cup coming up, I know the Caribbean people are at full tilt. I know everybody is pumped and everybody has something to say, and everybody wants to get a slice of the pie. But as a unit, we have to be careful. You understand? We have to be careful. I know that culture, we are Caribbean, but cultures will be different. Everybody will be looking at their own thing, wanting their own players in. But this is something that I have always said, that when it comes on to West Indies cricket, my opinion is this: you don't necessarily need a representative from all of the islands. You understand? If you have 9 or 10 of the best T20 players from one island, then them have to get in a team. You can't say, try to do something like what South Africa used to do back in the day, even though it's different, like quota or whatever. But it doesn't matter what island they're from. This is the sort of thing I am trying to use my platform to share. It doesn't matter the island that you are from. You understand? You are representing West Indies, and that is why back in 2012, 2016, coming up to 2017 and 18. I can honestly say it, and if you look back on my videos from 2020, I started YouTube 2020, you would see, comments from myself and other people saying we didn't have a problem with, for example, Trinidad and Tobago, right? We remember when we had about 7 or 8 Trinidadians in the one T20 team. We didn't have a problem because these guys were the best that we have at the time. People will still say that it was politics, but when you look and we had like Evan Lewis, Lendell Simmons, before he started playing test match in T20. When we had him, we had Bravo 3, Pollard 4, we had Sunil Narayan 5, we have Samuel Badri 6. You understand? And I am sure there are a couple, Ravi Rampal 7. I am sure there are a couple others that I am missing out that would be in the starting team, and people wouldn't honestly say that this is wrong, because these you couldn't find 2 other spinners in the Caribbean better than Narayan and Badri. You couldn't find another all-rounder in the Caribbean better than doing Bravo. You understand? You couldn't find another young opener better than Evan Lewis and Lendell Simmons. Notice I say young because Chris Gayle was at one end. You understand? Dinesh Ramdin was also the keeper. Dinesh Ramdin was the best keeper, glove man in the Caribbean. You understand? It wasn't easy to keep to Sunil Narayan and Samuel Badri. So, it's the same sort of reason we have to use and say, when it comes on to what's happening now, we still have to, we have to know that it's the best team that we have to put out there. It doesn't matter where they are from. And if we're gonna be stronger again, that is the sort of mindset that we need to have. Back in the 70s and 80s, obviously I wasn't around, but one of the things that we still had those sort of things where players were always going against each other, obviously. But one of the things that we had going for us, even though it was against us, was the race card. You understand? Because of race and thing and we our kind being put down. You understand? That was a reason for everybody to unite, even though they were from different islands. So so even though they still had the fussing and the fighting, they had that to really keep them together. So what we have to do now is to find something to really keep the team together and see where we can go. But that is just my little reasoning, my viewers and subscribers. As I said, I'm not trying to indoctrinate anybody or anything, you know. I am just trying to share my opinion, and that's why I always leave the comment section open, because I know that you know, that's the way to foster discussion and things. So we're gonna leave this one right here for now, my people. Big up on yourself and stay safe.